Good morning, students. So, today we'll be discussing the NCERT exercise questions of chapter number 1. Okay, the theory part we have completed. All these derivations you will write and practice. Okay, very, very important. So, these are the basics. When you write and practice, you will remember the formulas also. Okay, now let's do the NCERT exercise questions which are given on page number 46. Yes, first question is what is the force between two small charge spheres having charges 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb placed 30 centimeter apart. So here you have to find out the force. Force we know is equal to between two charges 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 into q2. Q1 is given as 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 and Q2 here is given as 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 upon r square, and the distance between them is 30 centimeters. Okay, in SI system, the unit of distance is meter. So 30 into 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter square. Okay, and the value of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. So you can simplify it and get the answer in newtons. Question number 2 is the electrostatic force on a small sphere of charge 0.4 microcoulomb due to another small sphere of charge minus 0.8 microcoulomb in air is 0.2 Newton. What is the distance between the two spheres? Again, by using the same formula. Here force is given, you have to find out R. Okay, force is given over here. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught has a value 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. Q1 and Q2 both are given. Okay, this R you have to determine. All values are given. So I think you can find out. Okay, what is the force on the second sphere due to the first? The first sphere is attracting the second one with a force of 0.2 Newton. Okay, so when we have studied the Coulomb's law in vector form, the forces in the magnitude are equal. So the second sphere will also attract the first sphere. That is, the second sphere will also exert a force on the first sphere which is equal to 0.2 Newton. Third one is check the ratio K square upon G ME MP is dimensionless. Yes, when we last year you found out gravitational force which is equal to, this is the gravitational force G m1 m2 upon the square of the distance between them. Okay, now here the two bodies are, one is the electron and the other is the proton. So m1 is mass of electron, m2 is mass of proton. This is the gravitational force between them, and the electrostatic force between them is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, here this constant of proportionality is represented by small k, which is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, Q1 Q2, one is electron, the other is proton. Both will have the same charge, that is E, K into E square upon R square. So you can divide these two equations. When you divide Fe upon Fg, what do you get? K into E square, R square cancels out. K into E square upon G M E into MP. So here you see that this ratio is equal to the ratio of the electrostatic to the gravitational force. This is also in Newton, this is also in Newton, so it cancels out. So it is unitless, dimensionless. This ratio is unitless and dimensionless. Question number 4. Explain the meaning of the statement electric charge of a body is quantized. Okay, that is, you have to write down quantization of charge, which states that the total charge on a body is integral multiple of basic unit of charge. That is, Q is equal to N into E. B part is why can one ignore quantization of electric charge when dealing with macroscopic? Macroscopic means large scale charges. Okay, as we know that the charge on the electric field is very small. E is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19. Okay, and here for large scales means N is very large. And we know that Q is equal to N into E. N is very large, E is very small. So it behaves as if it is a continuous charge. A large amount of charge is flowing continuously. So it appears as if the large amount of charge is flowing continuously when n is very large, that is in macroscopic level. Okay, so here Q is equal to n into E. E is very small, n is very large. So it appears as if continuously the charge is flowing. Question number 5. When a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, charges appear on both. A similar phenomenon is observed with many other parts of the bodies, many other pairs of the bodies. Explain how this observation is consistent with the law of conservation of charge. Conservation of charge is always obeyed. Okay, because the total amount of charge on an isolated system remains constant. So conservation of, there is no invalidity of conservation of charge. Conservation of charge is always obeyed. Question number 6. 4-point charges are located at the corners of a square ABCD of side 10 centimeter. What is the force on a charge 1 microcoulomb placed at the center of the square? Let's draw the figure. Okay, this is question number 6. There are 4-point charges situated at the vertices of a square. QA is 2 microcoulomb at point A. QB is minus 5 microcoulomb at point C. Again, this is 2 microcoulomb. QC is 2 microcoulomb. And at point D, like this is the point D, where again minus 5 microcoulomb is situated. Okay, now here you have to find out the force on 1 microcoulomb charge which is placed at the center. 1 microcoulomb is placed at the center. Okay, this minus 5 and 1 microcoulomb, they are attracting each other. Let with the force F1. Direction of force will be here. This 1 and minus 5 microcoulomb which is at point B, these are also attracting. Let this force is F2. Here we see that F1 and F2 both will be same in magnitude, K Q1 Q2 upon the distance square, K Q1 Q2 upon the distance square. So F1 and F2 are equal and opposite. So what is the resultant of F1 and F2? Let it is F dash. F dash is equal to F1 minus F2. Both are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. That is why we have subtracted. So this is equal to 0. The same way 2 and 1 microcoulomb. This 1 microcoulomb is repelled by 2 microcoulomb and this is repelled. This 2 microcoulomb is repelled by 1 microcoulomb. So F3 and F4. Let the resultant forces F double dash. F double dash is also equal to F3 minus F4. Both are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Equal in magnitude, so the resultant of it is equal to 0. So the net force on this 1 microcoulomb which is placed at the center will be equal to 0. Okay, then question number 7. An electrostatic field line is continuous curve. That is, the field line cannot have sudden breaks. Why not? Because if a unit positive charge which is initially at rest, if it is left free in the electric field, it will move from the positive charge to the negative charge. Okay, it will move along the electric lines of force. It cannot have any break in them. That unit positive charge which is left free, it cannot have any break in it. So that is why the electric lines of forces also cannot have any break in them. Okay, question number 8. 2-point charges QA and QB are located 20 centimeters apart. What is the electric field at the midpoint of the line joining the two charges? Okay, let's draw the figure. Question number 8. 2-point charges plus 3 microcoulomb and minus 3 microcoulomb are separated by 20 centimeters. Okay, that is they are located 20 centimeters apart. Now here you have to find out the electric field at the midpoint O. Okay, first let's draw the direction of the electric field due to this point charge, then due to minus 3 microcoulomb. Okay, electric field due to plus 3 microcoulomb at point O is equal to, okay, this is the electric field due to plus 3 microcoulomb. Let us write it as E1. We know that due to a point charge, the electric field is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by the q upon r square. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q is how much? 3 microcoulomb. 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 coulomb. And what is the distance? As this is 20 centimeters apart and O is the midpoint. So from here to here, this distance is 10 centimeter. Okay, let's convert it in meter. 10 into 10 raised to the power minus 2, that is 10 raised to the power minus 1 meter square. Okay, now let's draw the direction of E1. Due to the positive charge, the electric field points away. Okay, so here in the figure we have drawn the direction. Now let's find out the electric field due to minus 3 microcoulomb. It is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 upon, again the distance is 10 centimeter, 10 into 10 raised to the power minus 2, that is 10 raised to the power minus 1 square meter square. Okay. Now let's draw the direction of E2 towards the negative charge. So from the figure, what do you see? Both the electric fields are pointing in the same direction. So the net electric field at point O will be equal to E1 plus E2. Okay, so you can add these two and find out the net electric field. You will get some value. What is the unit of electric field? Newton per coulomb. Okay, so you can simplify. And what will be the direction of the net electric field? Towards the negative charge. Okay, the direction of the net electric field will be towards the negative charge. In this, the B part is if a negative test charge of magnitude 1.5 into 10 raised power minus 9 coulomb is placed at this point, what is the force experienced by this charge? Okay, now some charge is placed over here. Then you have to find out the net force. Okay, the charge which is placed here is 1.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 9 coulomb. So these two will repel each other. This will be the direction of the force. These two will attract each other. So this will be the direction. So the net electric, the net force, if they are acting in different direction, you will subtract. If they are acting in the same direction, then you will add it. Okay, so this and this will repel. This will be the direction of force. These two are attracting. This will be the direction of the force. Okay, so here you will find out the net force. Okay, or simply you got the net electric field. What will be the force on? We have studied that the force is equal to Q into E. Electric field is force per unit charge. So this Q charge is placed in this net electric field. What is the Q charge which is placed? 1.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 9 coulomb into the net electric field. Whatever you got it here, substitute it here, you will get the net force. A very simple method. Okay, or you can find out, as I've said earlier, see the direction of the force acting in the same direction, add it, acting in the opposite direction, subtract. Okay, but any charge which is placed in net electric field, it will experience a force given by Q into E. Okay, so Q is this charge placed in this net electric field. So you can find out the force. Question number 9. A system has two charges QA and QB located at 0, 0, minus 15 and 0, 0, plus 15. What is the total charge and the electric dipole moment of the system? Okay, again let's draw the figure. Okay, the charges are only acting along Z axis. Let this is the Z axis. Okay, X and Y, leave it. Okay, this is X, Y is perpendicular to the plane of the board, leave that. Only Z axis we are drawing. Okay, so here it is given that, question number 9. 2.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 is at minus 15 centimeter. This is Z axis. Okay. Minus 15, 0, 0, minus 15 will be somewhere here. So this is minus 15 centimeter. This is the origin. And the charge which is located is 2.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb. And QB is at plus 15 centimeter. Okay, and its value is minus 2.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb, which is at plus 15 centimeter. That is, this is also 15 centimeter. Now here you have to find out the net. Here you have to find out the total charge on this system. What is the total charge? Magnitude of the charge is the same. Okay, but they are equal and opposite. So in the whole system, plus 2.5 into 10 raised power minus 7 minus 2.5 into 10 raised power minus 7 coulomb, that is the net charge is 0 on this system. What is the net charge? The net charge is 0. Okay, also you have to find out the electric dipole moment of the system. Okay, dipole moment, we know that dipole moment is Q into the dipole length. Dipole length here we have represented in the theory part, we have represented by 2a. So 2a is how much? 30 centimeter. The separation between the two charges is 30 centimeter. So what is 2a here equals to 30 centimeters, and q is 2.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 into 30 into 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter. So simplify it, this much coulomb into meter. Again, P is a vector quantity. So also you have to mention its direction. We know that the direction of the dipole moment is electric field lines positive to negative charge. So the dipole moment is from negative to positive charge. So this will be this direction. So this will be the direction of the dipole moment. Okay, from negative to positive charge. Okay, or you can write it over here, negative to positive charge, that is minus 2.5 to plus 2.5 into 10 raised power minus 7 coulomb. Question number 10. An electric dipole with dipole moment is given is aligned at 30 degree with the direction of uniform electric field. Calculate the magnitude of the torque and only the torque. Calculate the magnitude of the torque. What is the expression for the torque? Whenever a dipole is placed in uniform electric field, it experiences a torque which is given by Pe sine theta. Okay, here P is given as dipole moment. All the values are given. You can just substitute and find out the expression of torque. Find out the value of the torque. Question number 11. A polythene piece rubbed with wool is found to have a negative charge of 3 into 10 raised power minus 7 coulomb. Estimate the number of electrons transferred from which body to the other. Okay, polythene is rubbed with wool, and polythene gets a negative charge. It means the charges are transferred from, the electrons are transferred from the wool to the polythene. Okay, so the electrons are transferred from wool to polythene. And also you have to find out the number of electrons. We know that Q is equal to N into E. N is the number of electrons. N is equal to Q upon E. Q here is 3 into 10 raised power minus 7. E is also negative. So minus minus sign cancels out. 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7, and E here is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19. Okay, simplify it. You will get the number of electrons. Is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? Okay, electron has negligible mass. The mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 31 kgs. It is having a negligible mass. Okay, whatever number of electrons are transferred, this much mass is transferred, but it is negligible, very, very small. So here you can write down negligible mass is transferred. Okay, or you can find out the mass also. Whatever you get the number of electrons, multiply it by the mass of one electron. You will get the mass transferred, which will be negligible. It will be of the order of 10 raised to the power minus 31, which is very, very small. Question number 12. Two insulated charged copper spheres A and B, their center separated by a distance 50 centimeter. What is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion if the charge on each is 6.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulomb? The radii are negligible as compared to their separation. Okay, I am not doing this. This is very, very simple. You have to find out the force. Force is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 upon R square. Q1 and Q2 both are equal, 6.5 into 10 raised to power minus 7, and the distance between them is 50 centimeters, which you will convert it in meter. 50 into 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter. Okay, so the force will be equal to KQ1 Q2 upon R square. You can find out. What is the force of repulsion if each sphere is charged double the above amount and the distance between them is half? Okay, suppose in the first part we got the force to be F, whatever be its value. Let the force is 12. A part, let the force is F. Okay, we calculated the force. Let us assume that the force is F. Okay, now in the B part, it is said that what will be the force of repulsion if the charge on each of it is double, on each sphere is doubled. Now let the forces double. Let the forces F dash. F dash is equal to K 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, let us write this force. This force is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2, which are equal upon R square. Okay, now both the charges are doubled. That is 2Q1, 2Q2. And the distance between them is half. What is given in the question? Okay, and the distance between them is half. That is R dash is made R by 2. Now what will be the force? 2 into 2, 4. How many times? 16 K Q1 Q2 upon R square. This K Q1 Q2 upon R square is our original force. So now the force will become 16 times. Okay, now the force becomes 16 times. Question number 13. Suppose the spheres A and B have identical sizes, a third sphere of the same size, but uncharged is brought in contact with the first and then brought in contact with the second one and finally removed. What is the new force of repulsion? Let's do question number 13. Okay, there are two charges A and B. And the force between them is F. Okay, they are identical sizes. The same about 12th question. Q1, Q2 both are equal. So F is equal to K Q1, Q2, that is Q square upon R square. Now a third charge sphere, a third sphere which is of the same size but it is uncharged, is brought in contact with the first one. Okay, the charge on it was Q. When an uncharged sphere C is brought in contact with A, what happens? The charges are shared, conduction. So now how much charge remains on A? Q by 2. So the charge now on A is Q by 2. Okay, then what is done? And then it is brought in contact with the second one. B was having Q charge. Now C sphere, which is having the charge Q by 2. Now it is brought in contact with Q charge, which is at B. Now what will be the charge on B? We know that the charges are shared. So now the charge on sphere B will be equal to Q was here on B, Q by 2 was on C upon 2. That is, this is equal to 3Q by 4. So now the charge on B will be 3Q by 4. What is the new force of repulsion? Now here you have to find out the new force of repulsion. The charges will change on both this and the distance is the same only. So once again I repeat it. In this question, question number 13, there were two charges A and B, both having Q, same charge, Q charge. Now another uncharged sphere, it is brought in contact with A. So we know that the charges are shared. Now on A, Q by 2 will remain. Okay, on C, how much is there? Q by 2. Okay, because A was charged, C was uncharged. When they are brought in contact, both will get Q by 2, Q by 2. So now A will have Q by 2. C is also having Q by 2. Now that C, which is having Q by 2, is brought in contact with B. So how much charge will come on B? The charges are shared. Q was on B plus Q by 2 was on C divided by 2, that is 3Q by 4. Okay, now here you have to find out the force of repulsion between them. You can use the formula 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This charge multiplied by this charge upon the square of the distance. Okay, that is the distance. You have to take it the same as in question number 12. Question number 14, figure 1.33 shows the tracks of three charged particles in uniform electric field. Give the signs of three charges. Okay, now here you can see that 1 and 2 charges are moving towards the positive sheet. So it means they are negative charges. And third charge is moving towards the negative sheet. So it means it is the positive charge. Okay, now E by M ratio. The one which is more displaced will have more E by M ratio. So the charge 3 is more displaced towards the negative sheet. 1 and 2 are less displaced as compared to the third one. The third one is more displaced. So the third one will be having more E by M ratio. Okay, then question number 15 is consider a uniform electric field given as 3 into 10 raised power 3 I cap. I cap means it is acting along the x-axis. What is the flux through of this field through a square of 10 centimeter on a side whose plane is parallel to the YZ plane? And what is the flux through the same square normal to the plane making an angle 60 degree? Let's do the first part. Okay, we have to find out the electric flux. Electric flux is we have already done electric fluxes. E into ds, that is electric field into area. E dot s vector, s is what? Surface area. That is E into s into cos of angle between them. Here the electric field is given along I cap and this is the electric field and this is acting along YZ plane whose side is 10 centimeter or square, 10 centimeter. So E into S, what will be the area? 10 into 10, 100 centimeter square, which you will convert it in meter square. Okay, how? 100 into 10 raised power minus 4 meter square. Electric field is given and the angle between electric field, this is the area vector and this is the direction of the electric field. So what is the angle between them? 0 degree. Cos 0 is 1. So E into surface area. Electric field is given as 3 into 10 raised power 3. I cap means it is acting along x-axis and the surface area also acting along the same direction. So the electric flux, you can find out what is the flux through the same square if the normal to the plane is making an angle of 60 degree. So now here theta you will take it to be 60 degree in the next part. Okay, question number 16. What is the net flux of the uniform electric field of exercise 1.15 through a cube of side 20 centimeter oriented so that the faces are parallel to the... Okay, now let us make it a cube. Okay, these are the electric field lines. Here you can see that the number of electric field lines which are entering this cube is equal to the number of electric field lines leaving this cube. So this electric flux is positive, leaving one is negative. So what is the net electric flux? The net electric flux will be equal to 0, because the number of electric, how do we define electric flux? These are the number of the electric field lines entering, crossing any given area. So here the number of electric field lines entering is equal to the number of electric field lines leaving. So the net flux is equal to 0. Okay, now tomorrow few more questions are left, 17 to 24. Also you will do the NCERT exercise questions. Okay, and tomorrow we'll solve few board exam, few questions which have come in board exam also. So we are going to complete this chapter tomorrow. So keep studying and also mark your attendance. Write your name in the comment box so that your attendance can be marked. Okay, 19th onwards. 19th, for 19th, today is the last day to write your name in that. Today I'm going to mark the attendance for 19th. Okay, so write your name in the comment box so that I can mark your present. Thank you.